Avacyn's blessings upon you. Welcome to the evening service of our podcast.
Wait. I thought this was supposed to be a party.
Don't worry about it. I'll take it from here, Melody. Get the drinks, and I'll take care of the music. Hey guys, this is the Bearded GM. Welcome to the party. Thank you for joining us on the very first episode of the Dice Party podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to go like, comment, and subscribe on all of our social media. Make sure to follow us so that you can see all of our stuff in real time. If you haven't already as well, please go rate the podcast. It would really help us grow. Other than that, please sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Thanks, guys.
Guys, welcome to our game that we are playing D&D 5e. It is, it's D&D 5e-ish because there's a lot of things I like to homebrew, and really, if it just doesn't work and I don't like it, I will just easily say no. And, I mean,
there is a fair enough amount of homebrewing in this game already, so...
Yeah, I mean, I'll be doing more of this in the intro, but basically, like, the setting is, this is a more modern-day type setting. It's not modern-day exactly, it's just leaning towards that way. It is basically as if medieval times had advanced to probably, like, more of the steam era. Not steampunk, but, like, just, it's more industrialized than it was before. And therefore, there's a lot more technological advances and all that kind of stuff. Motor vehicles and things. There's actually people who, not uncommon to have sending stone cell phones, that kind of thing. They're not, it's something that not everybody has, but you can get them. It's an option. They're just a little pricey. Now, to be fair, you can only send 25 words at a time. I'm kidding. No, that's a different thing. They've unlocked the magic ability. You can do more. Can you imagine? That'd be a commercial, though. It's like, now with no 25-word limit. Like, it's just... Are you pesky of those over 25-word limit fees? Like...
We're going to have to set this in here as, like, an ad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've developed loot boxes.
Why you're sending stone now?
Thank you. Come on down to AD&D and get you...
Yeah.
Alright, so, this is the land of Thalia. This is where I'll put in the magical music. You will be transported to a magical world. Transport with us, won't you? Or not? I can't tell you what to do. Anyway, so...
No, just us.
Yeah, just us.
We have to have consent.
Wait a minute.
Come with me.
No, this is not Willy Wonka. We're off to
all this copyright.
We're off to a great start.
10 seconds or less.
Yeah. DMCA.
Taking my money.
This is in my homebrew world, which these guys have already played in a little bit, so this is just another country in there, but we'll have a map. That way everybody has access to it and everything like that. But we have already established our characters in their own individual backstories that we have recorded, which I do fully plan on some point either editing into the podcast or just releasing as their own background track. But what we're going to do is we're going to pick up in the land of Onyx City. This is the main capital of Thalia. Like, that's where all the shipments come in and everything like that. It is where you will find the country's legislation and stuff like that. You will find all the important people who make the big decisions, and the king of Thalia resides here, which king is kind of a loose term. Again, technological advances in time has progressed. Kings are not exactly you live in this this fancy family and you get to be ruler forever and ever. It's more of a democracy, more voting for the king and all that kind of stuff. It's still same title, but different process, where more people get an equal say at least. And so what we find is the Church of Avacyn, the Temple of Avacyn more specifically. This is where we're going to start things off. We have a young one here who, how old is he at this point? Like, we established he was...
Early 20s.
Early 20s?
We'll say around like 22, 23.
20, okay, yeah.
He's had a good couple of years.
Yeah, And what we see is there is a... I guess the best term for it is just straight up a cleric of the church, or the Temple of Avacyn. There is a, Elven, is that right? Elven man? This is from your backstory, because I haven't listened to it in a minute. We recorded it months
Father
ago.
Eris was an elf.
Father
Eris ran the church.
Is that what it was?
Or the orphanage, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The orphanage.
Father Eris, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Father Eris the elf.
Yes, and so he's the one who picked you up and took you to the temple. He's the one who
Yes.
We see Father Eris, an elven man, the cleric of the Temple of Avacyn. He's poring over some papers. He's getting things. He is, with his position in the church and the city, he has certain responsibilities to the people, and therefore some responsibilities involve divvying out donations to the people of the city and people who are in need of all that kind of stuff. In which case, we find him over some papers, and he calls out, "Mint, a moment, please."
Yes, Father?
And as you enter, what does he have the appearance of, besides the fact that he is very hairy?
He's a bit hairy. I think they call it hairsuit when you get that hairy. He is a 6'4" wolf man of the race Wolfier. He is not a werewolf. He does not transform. He is permanently in the state of the appearance of a wolf, but in the stature of a man. So he is a rather tall fellow at 6'4". He's got kind of palish blue fur, mostly around his body, with some touches of white underneath his chin and like on the undersides of his the pads of his hand and his feet. He's got a nice shaggy tail sticking out from underneath the armor that he has on. His kind of a mix between armor and cleric robes.
What kind of armor is it? Like mechanic-wise?
I'd actually have to look that up. I believe it's sorry.
You believe it's sorry? Why'd you go Canadian?
Sorry.
I believe it's sorry. Sorry, I need to get my syrup.
It's kind of a standard. It's definitely old and been used, as a lot of his stuff is accrued from like donations, charity that's given to the church, but just kind of an old pair of chainmail. Very simple, well worn, but still useful.
Okay.
And
awesome.
Like I said, just part of things that kind of invariably either get donated or find their ways to the church. A lot of his stuff will come from there.
Okay. So as you walk in his office, his quarters, he's got his desk and he's got some parchment on it. He's working with some, and he's like, "Boy, sit please for a moment."
Of course, Father.
And so
tucks his tail to the side.
He's like, I need to make a supply run. I need to be in basically 2 places at once. I need you to help me today. The ones that I need you to take are going to be quite heavy compared to what I can.
Of course.
Which I apologize for saddling you with the heavy stuff, but you seem to be able to actually.
He's kind of flexing as
well. He's like yeah.
I think I can handle it, Father. It's okay.
It's okay. You jealous of these guns?
These pups are a little sore, but they'll get the job done.
He says, I need you to make a supply run. There's a small outlet next to the.
Sorry.
Boy, settle down. Stop clacking your feet. It's like, you're excited. You're just like, I get to go outside?
Outside?
Yeah.
You said outside?
No. Wait, no.
For a walk?
Down.
For a walk? Oh.
He works in the Temple of Avacyn. He is used to dog people. He's like, down. Mm-hmm. Good.
That was my milk phone.
Yeah. He's got one of those clickers.
No. Okay, sorry. So yeah, he says, I need you to make a supply run down to there is an outlet next to the keepers. And you would be familiar with where the keepers are. It's this really, really big tower. You cannot miss it.
Okay.
And that's where he says, like, there's a small outlet. They're taking donations that they're accepting donations we've been given. They will be dispersing them amongst the city. Clothing, food, just general protection. There's some small patches of armor there for the people who are on the street, essentially. And like, it's gotten to the point where the city is so big that like people actually need a little bit of armor just to be commoners. Like just for protection, because like somebody might come out of nowhere with a sword or something like that and try and rob you. It's just it's like having Kevlar essentially. Anyway, so he says, do you think you might be able to handle that for me today?
Of course, Father. I'm ready to deal with this type of thing.
There's one thing I do admire about you, boy. You're always tenacious. You always have a vigor about you, and you're ready to serve. But, which reminds me, actually, I have something that I have set aside specifically.
His ears perk up.
He says, there is not many who are in possession of this. See, the Order of Avison, the temple, we are appointed positions, and only once in our leadership are we given one specific tool to disperse among someone we choose to be worthy.
Certainly.
And so he kneels down, he pulls up this, and he hands you this. I knew you'd like it.
I don't know who's more excited.
He likes it.
Mince tail style.
So yeah, so he takes it and he gives you like this, and he goes, "This is meant to be given to one might call a squire or a apprentice or something of that nature, but it is specifically meant to be symbolic of the." And he looks at you struggling. He's like, "You just need to pull the string." Open the string a little bit. I think you got it. Yes? Alright? Okay, cool. Right.
It's sitting there.
Yeah, I didn't know how it was going to go. Anyway, so he says, this bracelet is meant to be symbolic of someone who is meant to take up my position one day. And I know that is something you have not been shy about, thinking that I've not for a moment thought that you couldn't fill my shoes one day.
I don't want to be thinking about the day, that type of thing.
I don't have to die. No, I don't have to die for you to take over. Like, I can just step down, you know. Do you think about me dying?
No, I try not to.
Do you, like, inherently, accidentally think about me dying?
No.
That's a yes, I can tell! Like, obviously I know that's a yes.
No, I don't imagine you dying at times.
I would hope I don't die. My goodness. Alright, well.
You sounded very solemn.
It's meaningful to me. You're like a son to me. I just...
well, see,
I've said that before. It's not like it's the first time, you know? And so he's like...
It's not like I have parents every day.
Oh my gosh. This cat's so sad.
So you want me to do the thing with
and
the tower?
So he's like, but yes, in the time that I do step down, or in the event of my untimely demise, I do fully plan on having you take my place. If that is a position you're willing to accept.
I have worked hard here, and I could think of nothing more honorable than to take that position.
Yeah. I thank you, boy. But please tend to the donations for me, and just whenever you can. But don't take your time. Like, enjoy the city. And you don't get to go out and just be all the time. So take a look around. Have fun.
Of course, Father. You can trust me.
See, that's what people say right before they do something that you can't trust.
He's my Melody.
No,
I didn't say that I didn't trust you. So, like, why was that brought up?
I'm just saying you can trust me.
You do realize I see you as a son, therefore I immediately went into dad.
Look, that incident from last week. I sometimes get curious.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
Yeah, no,
but
I get
you
that.
You can trust me not to, like.
They had to hunt the chickens down all over the southeastern side.
I didn't mean to disrupt that.
If you have like the animalistic urges, you need to let me know. I know sometimes that can have an effect.
Seasoned veal?
No, that's not. No, that's not.
Were you? Oh, I thought you were saying you'd make some.
I would love to make you some. You know what? I will call up Sister Lily, and I shall have her prepare you some post haste.
Yes.
I don't know when it will be here, but take your time, as I said. And so he goes back to his papers, and I'm assuming you just go ahead and get ready and just walk out,
Yeah.
get all the stuff. Okay. So you're walking.
Make sure everything's.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're walking
So
through the
I'm
city, and as you're, we'll just get some horse sounds.
Perry.
Don't get too excited.
We'll get the sounds of the city. Hey, give me your money! Give me your money! No, I'm kidding.
I don't have your money!
Smack upside the head.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
So, so you're going as you make your way down towards the that outlet he referred to and everything.
Like carrying all this stuff on my back.
I mean,
Or am I traveling with something, or
you have you probably have like a small like wagon or something like that. To
Okay.
like not
That's what
like
I
a
figured.
not like a kind of like a rickshaw, but like you're the one pulling it.
I'm made for it. I'm
Yeah.
built for it.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll.
I get the perks of good genetics.
You too. So yeah, you continue on your way. As you do, you notice a very familiar sight. Someone you've seen quite a few times over the past, year plus, I think, right? That timeline matches. You've been out and about, like, traveling, doing your own thing for a few trips, right? Because you only need to go out for, like, 3 months at a time. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
So
So I would know his name.
Because he's only 3.
oh yeah, I forgot. He is a young boy.
But he's not.
But he's well.
He's aged to adolescence for like.
Yeah, you are. Well, you're young adults.
Yeah, I'm a young adult for what I am.
For a giant.
For what I am, yeah. For a
Yeah.
giant.
Anyway, you see a very familiar looking cart, it's like a wagon, really, right?
Yeah.
Or is it?
It's
What does it look like?
man.
How would Klokke describe it?
Oh my lord. It is his one-stop shop and home on wheels. It's it's got rugged.
It's like a street vendor.
Yeah, except you can live in it.
Okay. That's cool.
It's like a taco truck you live
It's
in.
very handy.
Like a taco truck
Yeah.
with a bed.
Yeah.
Big wagon with a bunch of odds and ends like that are stored inside because he has a full shop in there.
And on the outside, it's all like cobbled together with cogs and metal like scrap all around it. It's all there like welded together like purposefully. It doesn't look like ragged or anything. But like it looks like everything is there built for a purpose.
Right. No wasted space.
No wasted space on the outside at all. The wheels are they don't look like normal wagon wheels. They're covered over with like cog and metal cap on the outside.
Okay.
The what would be wood is actually like a metal that's been designed there as well. It's kind of got an intermittent treading on it for if he has to go all, kind of like off terrain.
So, and you've seen this site plenty of times because you've had multiple run-ins with this guy. Your first time you were buying something very particular, and he happened to just have one on hand. He's very familiar with this tool, so kind of built up a working relationship between you two. Would he know about your side venture besides just running the cart, which is like whenever you help people?
I would have asked.
You actually would have, at some point in the past, in your meeting, he would have conversed with you, saying, I was told to come here, talk to the people at the Temple of Avison, saying that you guys do a lot of charity work, essentially, and you would have found out through him that he has a penchant for creating prosthetics. He takes great pride in it, and if you wouldn't mind, real quick, just giving us a quick rundown of what your character looks like, Klokke.
Well, he is of a yellowish golden color, black splotches, very much like a tree frog you would see. Main difference is he is 6 foot tall.
Yep.
Wiry frame, but not, he definitely has muscle tone. He doesn't just look, thin and frail. And he wears a very peculiar suit of armor. It's made out of leather. Also blacks and yellows kind of matching his own look. And in this suit, he's built and customized an apparatus that allows him to have a constant circulation of water for the fact that he's water dependent. So it has a filtration system in it that keeps the water fresh, along with the fact that it has there are certain runes on it that are there to help keep that water fresh for longer periods of time so that he's able to be out and about. He also wears a set of goggles over his eyes at all times that help him with dark vision. So they very much exaggerate the look of his already large eyes, which are pretty much, with these glasses on, there's just all black pupil, and on the ring around the outside, it's just this bright purple color that just rings around the outside of the pupil, kind of running into the edge of where the goggles sit around his eyes. On his hip, he always carries what he's dubbed the Night Iron. He's very proud of it because it's a symbol of what he wants to become within his group. He wants to become a knight, so he carries this revolver that he's dubbed the Night Iron that he's put a lot of work into. It has runes covering it. He also carries a mace at his side. Generally, a hunting rifle is up in the canopy covering for his shop that he also likes to show off as another work in progress. And on his right arm, from the elbow down, is his first prosthetic. It's his own. Very, very basic. It's kind of put together with metal and cogs and springs and a lot of clock work done into it. So it very much stands out.
He actually just cut off his own arm. He didn't even need it. Just like, I wanted it. No.
He's a real tough guy. Like, this is the initiation.
And like I said, you're familiar with Klokke because you've had
Right.
some dealings with him in the past and everything. So when you see his cart, he's back in town. He's making his probably 4th or 5th trip that you know of. He sticks around for months at a time.
Is he stationary or is he walking through?
I mean, well, what would you be doing? Would you keep your cart parked and you just kind of like, this is my shop?
The cart's there.
Okay, I didn't know if you would be moving, like traveling through the streets, saying, "Hey, buy stuff." You know,
Well, he keeps the cart there, and he's just kind of yelling out to people about if he sees somebody walking by and they look like they've either got a limp or they're missing some kind of appendage or an eye or anything like that. He's
constantly trying to find, like, it's really a lot of, if you've ever referencing a kids movie, but remember Robots? When he's like, see a need, fill a need, and all that. Like when he was like, it's kind of like that's kind of like the feeling of Klokke that I get is I'm constantly looking if there is somebody needing something, and if I can find it, I'm gonna find a way to fill that need.
So I'm gonna obviously kind of walk over. I'm on a mission to deliver the supplies, so I'm gonna stop by and just shout out, "Greetings, Klokke."
Hello, Mint. How's it going?
Duties from the temple and just trying to get some supplies out to different people. Same old. How are things with the shop?
Oh, going fantastically. I'm glad to see that they let you out. It's a nice day.
It is a nice day, and I'm always up for a walk.
Also, I see you've got a nice little new trinket there. Where'd you get that?
Father Eris gave it to me just before I left.
Fancy. What's it for?
It's a symbol of just having more responsibility in the future at the temple. He's pretty proud of me and all the things I've learned so far, so it's kind of overwhelming in a way, but I just hope I make him happy.
And the thing is with the father or the cleric of the Temple of Avison, it's a respected position. Like, it is respected legal position to a certain degree. I mean, like he has responsibilities to the city as a whole.
Well, that's rather fantastic and great news. Does that just happen today, or since before the last time I came in?
Just today before I left. It took me by surprise. I mean, it's kind of what I've always worked towards, but I hate to think someday he not dead, but maybe gone.
Eventually. It's unless he's immortal. Is he immortal?
Well, he's an elf. He'll live a while, but
Well, how is he now?
He seemed fine this morning. I didn't see any issues.
He
I
live
didn't.
a few hundred years.
I didn't smell anything weird coming off of him, or.
I mean, you'd be able to smell that for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Death is pretty. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've smelled my share of what death smells like. Helping people and tending. It's rather kind of depressing. But it is a service.
I mean, yeah. Death keeps clerics in jobs. That's true. So,
That is
calling
a way
you Father
of
Mint
looking at
in
it.
some relative future.
Maybe, but
I mean,
for now,
that's pretty official. It's pretty official.
It is, but I'm not a fan of titles. I'm not used to something like that. I'm used to other people having titles, but not me. I just like being mint.
I hope to be a knight one day.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
You've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
What would your title be? Like, more than sir? Like,
Knight cloak.
just Night Cloak?
Yeah.
That sounds like wear. Like you wear a night cloak.
Yeah, I get that a lot too. And I mean, it'd say the same about, like, mints are for eating. But,
Oh, you know what? Actually, one
Somebody's
thing
gonna
I
eat you?
forgot to... No. Just a moment. I forgot to point out one important thing when I gave my description.
Yeah.
That Mint wears right around his neck. He has a greenish mint-colored scarf.
Well, it's such an important day. I mean, it's calls for celebration. Would you like some of the fruit? I went home recently, so I have plenty of the fruit and crumpets. I have lots of crumpets.
Crumpet sounds delicious.
Yeah, I have plenty. Would you like some?
Yeah.
Do you have time? Or do you need to finish your errands first? I mean, I'll be here, for the next month.
For the next month. How far out am I from roughly where we are? Like, am I pretty close to it was a tower that I was heading
The
towards?
destination that you were heading to? Yeah, you were, you're not very far from it at all. He was actually parked really close by. Like, the keep, the tower where the keepers are, is a huge thing, and it is right near you guys. Like, it's not far at all.
He's like, so Mint's kind of like, because he does have a bit of a, metabolism. He's kind of like...
It's a high traffic area because of things like that.
I'd really like to eat, but I promised Father Earth I'll get this done first, and I will come back and make sure to stop at your cart.
What if I closed up shop for a little bit and helped you out?
He really wants to hang out with you.
I mean, unless it's like official business, then I mean, I totally have things I'm doing.
No,
I have some things I'm working on.
I'm just dropping off some items.
You're like werewolf and all that, so I mean, I'm working on something for you as well.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. I hear you guys are allergic to silver, so I'm trying to find an antidote for
silver. Where?
For
Where?
Silver allergies.
I mean, yeah, that'd be incredibly handy. If you want to come along, I mean, Father Earth didn't indicate that this was like a private or any sort of special sort of delivery. I just need to deliver these goods, so.
I just wanted to make sure, you just got this special gift thing, and I didn't know if it was like a test or something, because, I mean, the Knights do a lot of testing, which is why I'm out searching for the green phoenix feather. So. Everybody laughs about that every time. I don't understand.
No, you can come along. It'd be fine.
Mint just takes a moment and is like...
There was a lot of things thrown at it. It's just like,
I guess.
Do I need to respond to those? Or, you know what? If you feel like you want to come with me, as far as I know, it'd be perfectly fine. There'd be no problem. Otherwise, I could come back after I drop this off. It won't take me very long. But if you want to help, I always welcome it. It's good to bless others, but it's also good to receive blessings from others.
Fine, it's settled then. And then
everything just closes
the
up.
shop just closes up. Clap on. And I'll pull my rifle down and sling it over.
I don't think you'll need that. I don't think
I don't want to get closed up inside the cart.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's
experimental.
move on.
What? It could explode.
What do you ask?
Wait. I don't know if it would be a good idea for me to bring explosives to...
If it got closed up in everything else.
Oh,
the
you're
pressure
talking.
could
Oh,
cause an yeah.
sorry. I thought you meant the cart itself could explode. Well, let's go.
I'll reach into my pocket and pull out a couple of crumpets, eat them, and offer you a handful.
And man gladly takes.
You take your rickshaw of crates and stuff and like, put it down and
I just pick up the rickshaw. And...
yeah, you're just like, here you go. Like, what's your strength score again?
My score is gonna be 15.
So you're pretty solid. You can lift a lot. So
Yeah, we
a rickshaw
discussed
full of
it.
crates really shouldn't be an issue.
I think it was like pushing and pulling. I can do like 450 pounds.
Now lifting is a different story, but like
yeah,
but it's still
it's like half that or something.
a rickshaw's not very big, you know. Like, but you have a few crates on there, like 3 or 4 crates, whatever. And so you guys are down there talking to people and everything. Klokke, you actually you haven't noticed her yet in town, but like she's with some of the people here volunteering and helping. Little halfling girl, eyes glazed over, very clearly cannot see. She's very clearly blind.
Do you know her?
Who?
The little halfling girl you do not know.
The little halfling girl. The blind girl.
No, I don't believe I've ever seen her around before.
I haven't seen her the few times I've been here either. I'll be right back.
This little girl's sitting there next to her mom, who's helping. Mom is handing out like clothing to like some of the families and some food or whatever. And what the little girl's doing is she's got like a pile of just odds and ends of clothes, like shirts, pants, whatever. And she's actually making sure they're all nice and folded and everything, and putting them in neat stacks. She can't, see what's there, but she can at least organize things.
She's got one of those shirt folder things.
Yeah, just the real quick ones.
Yeah.
I mean, that's efficient.
The boards.
Bam, 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 bam. Done.
I've been here before.
This is not my first time.
I've provided them with machinery for this.
Hey, that's exactly what it could be. It's like a board also steams the clothes, like gets it all nice.
You go over there and the woman sees you and she goes like, you don't recognize her, but she kind of like, you've been around for a minute. She's like, a halfling woman. She was like, oh, hey, are you the one that runs the cart? I've seen you around.
Yes. Yeah. I actually do. And
I've seen you around this area quite a bit. Like you come around like a couple times a year. See what it feels like.
Yep, same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's on my route.
It's on your. Oh, you have a route.
Yes.
That's nice. Are you needing some? And she's like gesturing towards like the donations. She's like, are you needing some food or?
Oh Lord, no. I have plenty of crumpets. I have plenty. I'm good.
She looks at the just crumpets in your hand and she's like, okay, yeah, no, it's.
Well, I have food in the cart. It's just this is my preferred snack.
I kind of assumed. I just didn't know. But like we're not here to turn anybody away. So I just wanted to make sure
I'm here for you, actually.
For me?
Well, more specifically, for her.
Oh, Candace?
Candace. Beautiful name. Yes. I am here for her.
What do you mean, like, for her?
Like, I'm not gonna like take her away. That's not what I'm
She's
getting
like,
at. But
okay,
There's some horrible misunderstanding
going
on in this game.
I've noticed.
it's gonna be his character most of the time, I think.
I've noticed that she has a peculiar life situation that I may be able to help improve her quality of life. It's kind of what I do. In one of the towns I was just at, I actually met a girl who she was missing one leg. And I just saw her watching all of her friends playing, and she wasn't able to get involved, so I created a prosthetic leg for her so that she's able to go out and enjoy life with her friends. And I'm not exactly sure, she seems quite lovely that she would have friends, and being able to just sitting here, all these people around, just hearing all these noises and everything. I mean, I could help. I may be able to create something that she can wear to where she'd at least have some semblance of sight or her surroundings, and it would be free of charge.
Listen. I appreciate it, but I don't want to get her hopes up or anything like that.
Without hope, what do you have? You're out here giving charity, hope to the hopeless.
Listen,
And what better thing than to show what the generosity that you're giving, if given back.
She looks at you and she's like, I've taken her to see I don't know how many healers since she was born.
I'm not a healer.
Listen, the potion may have a different color, but it's the same flavor.
It's not a potion either. It's a tool. It's something that she could have that I can always come back and adjust, because I'll be here around the same times all the time. And I'll be able to come and check in, and it's free of charge for life.
With this point of conversation and everything, I think this would be, you would have to make an active persuasion check.
17.
Okay, yeah, this is actually going to be contested. Happens is she looks at you and she says, I appreciate the offer, but are you here to help hand anything out? We could always use more hands.
Currently, I'm here helping my good friend Mint with business from the temple.
Oh.
So.
And then she, about this time is probably when, Mint you were with Mint. I didn't know you guys knew each other.
Yes.
You are not familiar with her necessarily, but, she's familiar with you because of
that.
the fact, you're also in a position of not fame, but more like a position of public eye because of your position in the temple.
My ears actually perked up when I heard my name.
Yeah, and so he said Mint, and she's like, oh, you know Mint. Oh, you work under your father, Father Eris, right?
Yeah.
It's nice. We appreciate all the work you do, and obviously helping us with the donations and everything. So.
Oh, I'm always happy to help anyone who's in need. Of course, not just an obligation of the church, but we like to consider ourselves compassionate and always desiring to help out. What's going on over here? I heard my name. I know I was across the room, but
we were just discussing how he's with you and running errands and stuff like that, and we appreciate the hands that you guys are able to help out with.
While you guys are discussing, I'm very intently inspecting, calculating head size,
The girl.
eye size.
Yeah.
is he really
What did you roll?
I rolled for investigation for that.
Oh, okay. What'd you get?
25.
You got a pretty good feel. Just by just eyeballing it, even you're just like, that is halfling size 7.5. Got it. Because each race has their own head sizes, so that's a halfling 7.5.
Yep.
So what exactly is going on here?
And she looks over. She actually looks over and sees you doing that. She's like, nothing. Did you need anything else from me? I think I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna hand out some of these meals and clothing packets. So she kind of just excuses herself.
She's stricken with blindness.
The little girl?
I've heard that.
And the little girl's a fair distance away, doing this thing, so she's not really actively listening to what you're saying. So she's not within earshot or something, really.
I was informed that they've taken her to many people to try and get it taken care of, and nothing's worked. So I was offering my services to create an apparatus that she could wear like my goggles. That would give her the ability to at least see a little bit of her surroundings. So that way she can experience life without as much difficulty.
The things you know. I'm always stunned every time we have a conversation.
Just trying to help in my own way.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
But unfortunately, it's being met with an unwillingness, which I understand for the unknown. I mean, what I do is not very widely done. So,
You trying to persuade her?
well, she doesn't seem persuaded. So I figured I've already kind of judged what I'm going to need to do. So when I get back to my shop, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to make a set of goggles for her to wear. And maybe you could deliver them for me.
Of course, absolutely.
Being, she seems to be more trusting of you
I'm
in
gonna
your
force
stature.
I'm going to force her to.
You are being rescued. Do not resist.
I'm going to send the
It's,
good boy.
it's like Gandalf. I'm not trying to rob you.
Yeah.
When your toddler won't give you their gummy snack to open up, I'm not trying to rob you.
The way I heard that joke presented was they were like when you're trying to get the ball from your dog so you can throw it for him.
Throw, no take, only throw.
It's like, well, I have to.
Anyway, could both of you please, while you're talking about this, give me an active perception check? Really, oh my goodness.
New dice, man. New dice. Oh,
Not a very high DC. But
21.
21.
Ew.
Nice. It pays to be the king. If I can do my math correctly, it's gonna be a 23.
What happens is, as you guys are just like talking and everything about this and that and the other, like, oh, maybe you could deliver it. It's like, well, possibly. You guys hear a really noticeable noise coming from the keep, from the tower that you're nearby. A grinding noise.
Okay.
Like a whirring kind of noise, like a, almost like it has a kind of a, and like a hum, and it does not sound like a normal sound coming that you would hear from that, you know. But it's so noticeable. It definitely gets both ears' attention. Like even the guy with low wisdom somehow like.
I'm a noticer.
Yeah.
I notice things.
Did I smell anything?
You do not. Not.
No. It's
so
just the sound.
It's
But clearly coming from the tower.
Yeah, like that's the thing. You have decent smell. Like you're wolf ear, so like you don't smell anything that smells off kilter. You just hear a sound. So
Does it always make that sound? I don't remember it ever making that sound. But does it make it when I'm not here?
I don't remember hearing that sound ever before either. Would you mind coming with me to investigate?
I reach for my night iron. I draw it. To investigation! Let's go! Lead the way!
it's like a group of like needy people, like the homeless and like the people needing the clothes and the food, see you draw a gun and run off. They're just like, do we run? Do we run? And like they like, you guys are already gone by the time, or you're at least already gone. You're probably nearby still. I don't know, but they're like, do we run?
It won't take me much to catch up.
You say that.
Well, I'm just saying, like he just kind of.
We do have this. I guess you do have that hopping.
So yeah, what happens is
I moved that wolf.
Shouting through the streets.
And Mint's like running to catch up. Like, put your gun. Put the gun back in your holster.
Official temple business! Official temple business!
I did not expect this reaction.
So you guys run towards the noise, and which we can hear audibly right now. It's aesthetic. So give me an Arcana. Like, you know, with your class.
You just want him to do an Arcana?
You can if you'd like, if you as well. You are a cleric. I mean, you have probably have some Arcana stack.
I'm actually going to not worry about me.
Well,
what is
stain?
-1. I'm going to.
Even -1 in Arcana.
Just
Nobody said
because
he was smart.
I want to start doing stuff. I actually use a little bit of guidance to give him an extra D4 on that.
I mean,
Kind of fondle my scarf, and
Ew.
he gets extra.
it's only going to help what I've already got. So,
Doing something to be useful.
and it does a lot.
I also
Remember,
want to
he
start.
doesn't need help with
So I
those
went
dice
from a
rolls.
dirty
I
20
know,
to a 23.
The reason why I had you roll Arcana is
That's
that
so safety
as
conscious.
you get
running
closer,
around with the.
as you get closer
I'm
to the
intelligent,
noise,
not wise.
We're balanced. I'm not intelligent, but I'm wise.
No, like he's about to go walk into something. You're like, stop.
Hang on. We gotta ask the 5 questions.
That will burn you if you touch that. And you're like, I'm aware of that. Burning hurts.
I'm
like
a fire
oh,
giant.
yeah.
It's fine.
So what happens is, as you get closer to this noise, you notice that like, as you're approaching, the reason why you can hear it but not smell it or anything like that, there's no like mechanical grinding. There's no like metal on metal, or there's no smoke or anything coming out.
Okay.
It is a magical energy, and it's so loud. It's actually coming from behind a closed, heavy door, like a big door on the big sign that says "Do not enter." You can hear that noise coming from behind there. You immediately come around the corner, see that, and go. You just immediately see it and just go like, "Oh, that's okay." Your thoughts like engine room or something like that. You probably think the same thing as well. But this is the keep where you guys know this is where any form of realm travel is taken place, or more specifically, not realm travel because that's its own thing. reality travel, essentially. It's parallel universe thing like that. For context, if anybody listening, in this reality, in this homebrew world that I've got here, realm travel or reality travel is a known thing. It is only for certain realities that have already established this. It's very regulated too. You cannot go to a different reality that has not already been established in this line of technology. Think of Star Trek. They're not allowed to touch civilizations that aren't to a certain technological advancement. They're not allowed to reveal who they are or give them any kind of assistance. Same with this reality travel. It's anybody who has not discovered it for themselves or has not gotten to the point where they can take the discovery. You don't touch. You let them be. You let them do their thing. The keepers, and above the door with a sign that says "Keep Out," whatever, you see it is parallel omniversal reality keepers, and that is what the name of the establishment is. That
Pork for sure.
Ew.
I was gonna see how long it took somebody to notice.
Oh no! I as soon as you spelled it out, I was like,
Was eating bacon one day.
Parallel omniversal reality keepers. So that is the council essentially that is in charge of making sure that all these realities and all these people who are traveling to and from their own and others are regulated and make sure they are supposed to be going there or are cleared for that kind of stuff.
Okay, say it again.
they're the keepers of the RIND. That's the mechanism that is for realm travel.
Why? Why am I friends with you idiots? Okay. Parallel.
That's trademark. That's trademark.
You can't keep that, wizards.
That's ours.
WotC, get your grubby
I can't
paws
read your
off it.
Yeah, parallel omniversal reality keepers.
The parallel omniversal reality keepers. They are a council that is designated specifically to keep making sure that this is kept
I'm pretty sure I spelled
tight and
parallel
regulated and
wrong.
all that kind of stuff. Anyway,
Pretty sure I did too, but it's okay. We can be stupid together.
spelled
I'm wise. I'm not.
you spelled omniversal wrong?
No, we think we
No,
spelled
I think I
parallel
was
wrong.
spelled
Parallel.
Because I spelled
the
it the
easier.
same way.
I know because I spelled it today. I had to Parallel. So 2 L's.
I did 2 R's.
I did 2 R's too. I'm stupid as well. It's okay.
Parallel, like paramilitary. PARA.
Parallel.
Yeah. It's not parallel.
Please cut this out. I don't want the world to know how stupid I really am. Okay?
Oh,
Well,
they'll
I'm
have
okay with the
plenty
world
of
knowing how stupid I am.
evidence.
Well, you can't hide it.
I have a TikTok channel. The world knows how stupid I am. What happens is, you guys come across this. What are your thoughts? Mint, what are your thoughts when you come across, you see this door, and you know the sound's coming from behind there?
Yeah, I mean,
See a big sign that says, keep out. do
Mint
not enter.
actually kind of started reaching for the door, and then kind of hesitated. He's like, Father Eris said not to do anything outside of what we're already supposed to do. I really want to know what the source of that sound is. So he's kind of hovering, and his hand is definitely getting closer to the door handle than further away.
Klokke, as you see this, what is your reaction? What do you think?
Oh, God.
Tully. That's our mascot.
Tully. Aww.
Klokke, what is your reaction whenever you see the sign that's a big old do not enter, keep out, and the noise is coming from behind there?
I run straight to the door. I don't stop, and just shove the door that he's reaching for wide open and go right inside.
So
I figured that's kind of what
it's
would
kind of a big
happen.
hulking door. Not an issue for you, but it is a very much intentioned of this is thick metal. Where that's on purpose, and so you see the handle, and for some reason it's not locked. There's just no. You're not sure why, but it almost seems like there's no security because why would there be? Who's gonna go in this room?
Yeah.
And people know that this is a very important place, and if they're caught here, then they're in trouble. And if they're not caught here, they might die. It's just one of those things. It's very dangerous, So
I know the door says not to enter, but it's obviously open.
I know. I promised Father Eris I wouldn't, but we'll just take a peek.
And while this door's behind him open, you actually see a very it's really dark in this room. It's a very what appears to be an industrial kind of like engine room essentially. And what's happening is there is a bright like neon blue kind of light coming from behind him, illuminating out, and
from behind who?
From behind him as he's like standing in the doorway talking to you, like, come on, let's go. And like you just that sound you've been hearing very clearly now was muffled. Like it is much louder now.
I'm gonna be covering my ears.
You can take your scarf and just
yeah, that's what I do. Wrap the scarf around my head.
I'm gonna reach for my mace, and I'm just gonna run my hand over the top of the sunburst that's at the very top, and illuminate it.
Okay, you got light spell.
No, it's the Lightbringer mace.
Is it? Oh, it's like okay, so it's not your tinkering thing. It's like the yeah. I forget what like Artificer. I've never played one, and I know they have certain abilities that I can't remember. I can't keep track of.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah. With that, you have a little bit of light, and you don't necessarily need it. I'm not sure. Do you have dark vision? I'm surprised none of you said anything. You know, it's the whole trope of like I have dark vision. You know. Do you?
Well,
I have the ultimate dark vision.
Well, you do now because of the goggles, but yeah.
That's right.
I have 350 feet.
Oh, yeah, you got the good dark vision. I forgot about that. So, really, the light is at this point for aesthetic. So
I have trouble getting to sleep.
But
it's like
I don't assume everyone has dark vision.
You both are
were you
really
asking
okay
me
in the dark.
something? Sorry.
Yeah,
No, what I'm saying is I don't assume people have dark vision because I was not born with it. So I'm like, I'm in a dark space. Let me give light.
So, as you guys walk
that's
through
fine.
this,
Like, Mint would very much be like, yeah, that helps.
Sure. As you guys walk through
He doesn't want to hurt people.
As you guys walk down this, going towards that big blue light, as you're passing by, you do see like structures of like metal structures and things, and like also some gears turning. But it doesn't appear to be anything that's making that noise. That appears to be running fine, normal, you know. But as you round the corner, you actually see the light is emitting from this. There is a steep drop off. You are now on what appears to be a balcony with a railing over a big pit. And this big pit, in the center, is this big blue crystal-looking structure that is floating midair and rotating. And this thing is actually giving a pulsing, right? Again, something you guys have, you've lived here for years at this point.
Yeah.
You've been visiting for at least a year. Neither of you have ever heard this or had any experience with this whatsoever. What would you guys do in the face of that? Like, you know, you guys clearly see there is a stairway to get down to that pit if you so choose to go down there. But right now you're on this balcony overlooking this big. I would say the crystal itself is probably like a good 50 foot tall.
Do you know what that is?
How much? I would know that it's like I would assume it's just part of the transportation.
You mean
the portals?
You
like
can
people...
give me a roll if you want to associate that with something specific. If you wanted to give me an insight roll or like a, this would probably be more a history check because of the fact that you know this place a little more. Would
that be history with advantage then?
You can
like,
also give an Arcana check if you'd like, or really any check you guys want to make. Just let me know.
21.
It's gonna be a dirty 20.
The dirty 20, from what you understand, because you've never been here to actually like see it work or anything like that.
Yeah,
but you have
I'm not gonna know like
you have kind of an understanding of it that this, but to the point that this is beyond your understanding, but you kind of have an idea that this is part of the mechanism for the reality travel, for the drive that actually shifts people to different realities and everything.
So,
you don't know what it does, but you know, like you are able to insight enough that like, this is definitely part of the machine itself, you know, as a whole. Did you roll anything? Did you roll something like Arcana? What'd you roll? 21? You're basically, you know, again, beyond your knowledge, because you've never messed with anything like this before, but you have an intimate understanding of how technology and magic works together hand in hand. That basically confirming his thoughts for sure. You understand that this is what basically creates portals. Essentially, this is the main engine of the thing. Essentially.
So I'm gonna shout to you, trying to shout over the noise that
It's definitely much louder in here. Like, you guys can still hear each other, but you'll have to definitely talk louder than what you normally would.
So that crystal it's the device that they use to travel between the realms. Someone must have activated it and is on their way here now or left. I don't know.
It's definitely the engine. It's what's driving whatever's going on. Is anybody supposed to be coming in?
I honestly don't know if it makes a different sound when somebody's arriving than when somebody's exiting, so either somebody left, which I would assume it mean it would shut down soon, or we're still waiting on somebody to show up.
You hear a big slam, and the light that was behind you from outside is now snuffed. So you turn around, and you see the door has been shut behind you. It's a distance back there.
Oh, that's not good.
And about this time, there's actually a red siren-looking light that starts going off.
That's not good either.
I mean, it generally doesn't mean happy things. I'm guessing it's incoming.
Yeah, I think you may be right.
I raise my pistol.
Oh, gosh.
Be at the ready.
Always at the ready.
All right. So, what action would you be taking at this point, besides raising your pistol, obviously? I'll tell you what. Both of you just give me like a straight insight check real quick. I know you with the wisdom boy, but you are actually a wisdom boy. Because you're the best boy. You're the goodest boy.
Oh, wow, you say that.
Inside, baby.
Yeah, I got a 9.
9?
9.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Both of you with your 9 insight.
It's very loud. It's an area we've never been in before. We're doing the best we can.
I can't give you much more detail than this, but basically, you guys know that that siren is like an all clear, like get out of the way kind of thing. Essentially, you guys kind of get the feeling, oh, people aren't supposed to be in here when this is being used. Uh-oh.
I want to hit the door.
So an alarm hits your head eventually. You guys are like, we should not be in here.
Can I try kicking the door?
You definitely could try that.
Strength?
Yeah.
I'm going to use my standing
unarmed
jump.
strike is what it'd be.
I'm going to use my standing jump to barrel into the door.
So it's going to be a 22.
Okay, cool. You give it a good rattling. It's a big metal door.
Barry is going to be really loud and annoying for him.
That's him scratching against the door.
Oh, okay. What's up with the whining?
Yeah,
He's scared.
Yeah, it's loud. I don't know
You're
what
a
to
mean
do.
person, okay? He's doesn't know what's happening.
My strength check is a 6.
You hit that door. The door really more hits you than you hit the door, but you know.
I mean, I maxed out how much I could hit that door. I got a 4 and then my +2 modifier.
You
like,
maxed it? Oh my gosh.
I got a 4 and I have a +2 modifier.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Like, I hit that door.
It's more of a strike, like unarmed strike being more like how hard do you hit it essentially.
Yeah.
Damage is like a different story. But yeah, go ahead and roll the d20.
We should...
It's because you're left-handed.
Nat 20?
Mm-mm.
Nat 1?
Mm. Yep. I run, and I go to spring, and I just...
Yeah, basically head first into the like, and then you hand and head meet the door at the same time, and you just fall. Plume of dust comes up as you're over there. You kick the door, and you're like, that didn't move. It rattled, but it didn't like move open whatsoever.
Klokke, are you okay?
I've been better. I've been better. That's a strong door. That's a strong door.
That alarm is still going off.
Arcana check, is it closed magically? 22.
It is not closed magically. It you do not see any kind of magical elements that show this. You do see there is a giant metal bar going across the door itself.
That's what I was rolling for.
Oh, to see what it was yeah.
It's a pull door.
No. I know. No, that's what I'm gonna say because we.
Okay, I
pushed
get
it
you.
to
Okay.
open.
I'm gonna be like, oh,
It's pull.
it's a pull door.
What'd you roll?
Investigation to see if there's a an unlock button or something.
What'd you roll?
10.
No. Just a straight up nothing.
No.
Investigation to see if there's anywhere that we can take cover.
Yeah, what's your roll?
22.
Nice. So as you guys like are looking around, like crap, what's happening, crap, and then you like look over the banister to look over the balcony, whatever, into the pit. You actually see there's an observation deck, like a big like it's not a glass door because like that would be weak and inferior for this, but like it's like for people who in the facility are able to come out and.
Like it's clearly a more reinforced material.
It's reinforced material,
glass,
like it's what we would consider the equivalent of like plexiglass, essentially, but like bulletproof and all that kind of stuff. And so the it's an observation deck for people who working in the facility are able to come out and observe the engine, see all this kind of stuff, diagnostics and all that kind of stuff. That is down the pit and over to the side. You might have an easier time getting into that room, other than trying to bash down this door.
Follow me. There's a room over here. Quickly. I'm going to be using my standing jump to go as quickly as possible.
This thing is beginning to whir and like and pulse more and more. It's actually the imperfect crystal that's in the center is starting to spin more. You see the room that you were talking about. Is there? What's your plan? What would you like to do to try and get in?
Oh, there's a door. To the observation
There's
deck
a door from the observation deck to this room. To the pit itself.
26 to investigate. Is the door unlocked and accessible?
26?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's unlocked. Like, it's...
There you go.
Alright.
Just run straight for it and use my right arm to just shove the door open. And grab him to pull him inside.
Marching order? Are you in the door and you're right behind him?
Yeah.
Okay. As you pull that door open, like you feel like a big pressure release and everything, and as you do that, this thing kicks on. And you, with that pressure release from there, and also with this thing running, it actually starts to suck you in. You have a hold of the door. Give me a dexterity save.
I also want to reach back to try and grab him.
Get a +5 to that.
Does it save?
Save, yes.
I don't think guidance. Yep, resistance.
It's futile.
Okay.
So what?
Resistance does a.
Helps to your saves?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a cantrip?
Yep.
Is it a bonus action?
It is a touch.
Is it a bonus action though? Is it action?
No,
or bonus
one action.
Okay. Give me percentiles.
11.
So, with 11, you don't have the ability to pull off that cantrip at the same time.
Okay.
So like this is a moment's notice, so you don't have time to do it essentially.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. So,
Right,
but
so
you
you
do
said
get a +5 because he's reaching out, actively trying to get you. What's
On
the plus?
this roll, I got a 14.
What did you roll on the die?
A 15.
Oh, then you got a 19, because -1 for your dexterity save, but he's reaching out for you. That gives you a +5.
Sorry. Yeah.
Was that not computing?
No, I just needed to get. I remember it from before. It's just because I rolled again instead of because I completely forgot what the other number was.
That's how math works. So, again,
Shut up.
Wisdom, not intelligence.
I reached for the gun.
You're able to grab on the last second. So now you are clinging on the door. You have a 14. I'm not going to worry about you if you're able to hold it. You're able to hold yourself and him.
I'm using my prosthetic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, look at
I got
you.
that bad boy cinched
Look
in.
at you. As you reach back, at the last second, you grab the door, you reach your gun back, and you grab onto that gun, and you are now just whipping in this wind.
Woo!
As this thing is, the pressure has shifted, and it is trying to suck you towards the crystal itself and everything.
My briefs are barely hanging on.
Nice breeze in here at this point, you know. Your fur's going everywhere. Like this, you're like, I can't see.
He's getting a fresh.
It's a
blowout.
tornado.
Oh gosh, when it's over, you're gonna be like all poofed.
Gonna look like I shed about 20 pounds just from
so much you
fur that got sucked out.
Yeah. So, what would you guys do in this moment?
Well, he pulled me into the room, right? So we're safe from the.
No, he has not
sucking?
pulled you into the room yet. You guys are being.
athletics check
you climb?
to try to... Yeah, that's what I was basically going to say, like, work my way up the gun.
I'll anchor us down. You climb over me and pull us in.
All right. Athletics check.
Yeah, let's call that athletics because you're like doing your strength and all that. It's strength based.
Can I roll again?
I mean, you are being assisted, so I'll give you in this case I'll give you a +5 because you're climbing over. He's not just gonna say, "Hey, climb over me," and do nothing to help you. He's gonna help you.
14.
14?
14.
Okay, that's actually not bad. If you could please give me a strength save to see how well you hold on while he's climbing over you.
Please hold on well.
It is 14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see what that was?
What just happened?
He rolled a 16 on his strength save. Very good strength save. What happens? You're just about to point to grab the door and climb into this place. What happens is actually a chunk of... Essentially, ironically, like a gear is, with this pressure shift, has now broken off. Clunks you and him in the head, like basically in the head, in the arm, whatever that's holding on. His save is just not. It's so powerful, but it's not quite enough. I rolled a natural 20.
Oh my god! So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you got.
So basically, what
Unless
happens?
it was a nat 20.
And like you both get hit. You both are let go. That pressure is still pushing you back, and that shift and everything. You guys both collide with that crystal hard, so much so that it is spinning clockwise, or actually spinning counterclockwise. And when you hit it on its left side, which causes it to reverse that spin.
Oh no.
Yep. Now it is going clockwise, and like you guys careen past it, and then go ahead and both of you roll me a d4.
3.
All right. Go ahead and mark 3 damage, 4 damage for you.
Alright.
You guys, because you guys collide with the far wall, and as you finally like collide with that, you look up in time to see this crystal spinning the opposite direction, much faster. Just and like it's getting insanely loud in here. That blue hue turns pure white. At the moment it is loudest, this...
I think we may have made the situation worse.
It is silent. In a pure moment of silence. Where
I think you're right!
In a moment of silence, split second of silence, you hear this...
Was that her taking a last drink?
No.
Shut
This
up.
is just like you hear that click of. It's almost like a click of the universe, almost like it's just this guttural,
Everything coming back into place.
and a monstrous bang. This as parts of this crystal go splitting off.
Whoa.
You watch as rift after rift after rift. Just these crystals aren't in the room anymore. They have traveled. They are elsewhere.
Did we land? Are we?
You are now in the bottom of the in the pit still. You're just watching. This crystal spins, splinters off, and as if ripping through reality itself, it is piercing the blanket of reality around you and going off into the ether. And that's what you see. And the room is now pure black because of the fact that there's no light source anymore besides your mace.
Father Eris is gonna be very upset about this.
Hear me out. We don't tell him anything.
I can't lie.
We skip town. We just never go
I can't lie to Father Eris.
I mean, it's...
Today of all days, when he's talking about me taking his place.
I
can't lie to him.
You can blame me. I came in here. You followed me to stop me. It was too late.
Let's get out first.
But this is really fascinating. Look.
Right. We broke a crystal. I kind of feel like we should get out of here first.
18, I am just investigating all of the open rifts. Just walking along
with
them
an 18,
and
yeah.
studying them.
So you look in them, you can't see into them. It's like almost like you're unable to perceive what's on the other side because of it's a rip in reality. Like you being just a mortal being like this are unable to see past that veil. You can see the rift. You can see it's open, but it's almost like a blue, sparkly ether, essentially. But you notice that as you're looking at these, the ones in the distance, you can see there seem to be less now, and like they're sealing back up. You get this feeling that like even though they're sealing back up, they're not healed. It's just that because obviously there's something amiss. It's just like essentially you have launched something through a sheet. The sheet has it's like one of the like self-healing membrane almost like kind of thing, but it's still on the other side. So yeah. These rifts are closing, but not in a healing fashion, as in just like it's just natural,
I got a 15 for perception. Can I hear any, like, if people are coming or if there's any sounds kind of outside of the chamber?
The problem is that was such a loud thing. It actually, like, your ears are ringing.
I'm still kind of stunned.
Your bell's rung for sure. You can hear. It's just that you're not able to hear
I'm not sure what I'm hearing.
Yeah, somebody running. It's chaotic right now. You can't hear anything past that little veil, essentially.
If I'm even paying attention to what he's saying to me right now, because this has drawn my attention fully.
Gotcha.
10 out of 100. I can't hear anything you're saying to me right now. I'm just completely captivated by what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out.
You're actively listening with your 15. You hear what sounds to be moaning and groaning as if somebody is in pain. A feminine voice. Now, Miss Melody, what would you be doing at that moment in time, having just come to in a very dark room?
Oh, blast it all! Did I spill my wine? No, the wine's good. Alfred?
You're having a very hard time seeing right now, by the way.
I can feel the wine.
I'm just letting you know, you have a very hard time seeing right now because of the fact that it's dark. It is pure dark.
Okay.
Her senses are powered by wine.
Just my little light.
Alfred? Luther? Did we crash? Hello?
Am I able to hear her?
Oh, yeah. With a 15, yeah. You hear that happening. Klokke, you can make an active perception
Hello?
check if you like, but I imagine you're not going to.
No, I'm just tracing the rifts with, like, my hands, trying to, like, figure out where they're going. And I'm just completely lost in thought with just the light from my mace dangling at my side emanating, like, where I'm at.
Mint, how would you react?
Hello?
And Melody, as you hear that, like, you're looking around and you can see a light source. It's a very faint light source because it is from his
Is there
mace.
somebody else in here?
Who is that?
Who are you?
I asked you first. Are you friend or foe?
Generally I'm a friend to whoever needs help.
Excuse me, but I am Melody the Mighty. I'm sure you've heard of me. I do not need help.
Who are you again?
You've never heard of me?
No?
Where am I?
You're in Onyx City.
I have never once heard of that. Can you turn the lights on? What's going on? I was in my carriage, not but 5 minutes ago. And then this strange... I don't know. Where? What's going on? Why did you bring me here?
I didn't bring you anywhere. Cloak! Cloak!
I don't have a cloak, no.
Cloak! Can you come over here?
Now, since he's actually actively calling your name, go ahead and give me an active perception check to see if you hear that. We'll see how it goes, unwise boy.
He's like just wrapped into it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm not even an artificer. I would be too.
4. It was going to a 20, and then it like did a little spin.
I saw it do the spin.
So you got
still
a
not
total
hearing
of 4.
A total of 4.
No, you are
Dude,
yeah,
this
you're
is
in.
like.
I mean, I don't blame you.
Klokke is like mind blown right now.
If it were me, I'd be like, this has my all my attention. No, but yeah, he's not responding to you. You still can't see him because he's in the darkness. You can see her, a human person.
Yeah.
Well, actually, real quick, for the sake of audience and everything, can you describe what Melody looks like?
So Melody is about 5'7". She's a human.
Mm-hmm.
She has long black hair. Her skin is cream and roses. Her eyes are green. She's about 145 pounds. She's not overweight. She's just very, like, tall and fit. Think like almost like Gina Carano in The Mandalorian. She is 23 years old. And she is wearing armor, but over fine clothes. She's dressed very nicely, very well put together. You can tell by looking at her.
It's a lady.
You can tell by looking at her that she very much cares about her appearance. So she has armor for practical reasons, just leather armor. But then she has...
Kind of form-fitting?
Yeah, very form-fitting. And, like, underneath, like, you know, she's kind of got a dress on underneath. Long off-the-shoulder sleeves with the leather vest over it. She has, like, tights on, like stockings, and tall, like, knee-high black boots.
Okay.
Awesome. For the sake of description there, that's what you see in the darkness. Like, you know, with your... It's still kind of a gray tones, but you can pretty much pick up on all that. Which, anyway, you see the light in the distance from Klokke, but you can't see Klokke. It's pure black with one source of light. It's kind of too much to take, especially after what you've been through. So it's still kind of like hard. You don't see either of them right now. You can see the light source. That's pretty much it.
Okay, so I can't tell that they're not human.
No.
Okay, perfect. Just needed to know that information.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to fix that.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say, Madam Melody.
The mighty Melody.
Melody the Mighty. You don't see very well, I take it?
It is dark, so no.
Yeah.
Can you see in the dark?
Quite well. So if you just hang on a moment, I'm going to help you out so that we can properly introduce ourselves. And I cast Eyes of Night on Melody, which gives her... Basically, I'm sharing my ability to see in the dark for I think it lasts for an hour? I can share up to 3 creatures, but Klokke already has his thing. He doesn't need anything. And it lasts for an hour, yeah.
Is this... Oh, isn't it a...
It's a
cleric ability. It's not even a spell.
It's particular to my...
You okay, that's cool. That's I forgot you had that, because you're a Twilight cleric, right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
I mean, I still could say, like, he kind of uses his scarf to channel everything, so he does kind of hold it and just kind of reaches out with you know, his will. And Melody gets, like, from pure black to, as you said, like, it's still darkish. It's dim. But
you can see everything.
Now
it's just gray tones.
You can see our outlines much clearly. And
which it's essentially like seeing through a dog's eyes.
Yeah.
Ironically. Some sensation comes over you that feels like somebody has done something to affect you. And at that moment, it kind of washes over to where you can see, like, you now see details around you. You see, like, the stone and the metal and the gears and all that kind of stuff. And so you see before you a wolf-eared gentleman.
6'4".
6'4", wolf-eared gentleman, and
waving a paw,
wearing a scarf and some chainmail robes, and just waving at you.
And a frog, yes.
In the distance, yeah.
Okay. So she just...
You may or may not be able to tell I'm a frog at that distance.
He does have, like, a name...
It's like kind of easy to tell you're a frog based on your feet, bro.
Well, you've got that helmet on and stuff.
I'm also facing away from them.
That's true.
So upon seeing this, Melody jumps back, just kind of startled. Who are you?
I'm Mint.
Do I know what wolf-ear are, considering that I was part of the court of Nostradamus?
So, you have not come across anything like wolf-ear. Like, most everything you've ever done with the court of Nostradamus is monsters. So, no real, like, established or civil race. It's just pretty much dragons and
okay,
that kind of stuff, you know? Monstrosities.
Humanoids.
Not humanoids, exactly.
So she's going to take out both of her muskets.
Woo!
She's going to literally, like, arm them and have one pointed at each of them and just say, I am not going down without a fight, and I could take you both very easily.
No fight here? We're peaceful as long as...
Peaceful monsters. I've never heard of such a thing.
I am not a monster. I'm a good boy.
You're not a monster, Steven.
I'm the goodest boy.
I'm a very good boy.
I have never once met any beings such as you that are even remotely civil. And it was my job to rid my planet of evil beings that came to conquer and destroy.
I mean, if I were going to hurt you, would I give you vision?
Maybe it's a trick. Or maybe you have honor and you want a fair fight. Okay, very well. So she puts her pistols away and she draws her sword. Go ahead. Draw your sword and let us duel.
Eye for an eye, as it were.
I think I left my sword out by the cart. I don't
Why would you come here unarmed?
Well, it was kind of a sudden thing. We heard a lot of noise, and I knew I shouldn't have checked, but, I mean, it was kind of interesting to figure out what was going on behind the door that says, "Do not enter." So...
None of what you're saying is making sense. She puts her sword back in its sheath, and then just yells over to the oddly shaped frog silhouette in the background. You there!
Another perception check.
5.
Ugh.
He is still in it.
Is he quite all right?
He's quite a good guy. He just is fascinated with what happened.
What exactly happened? Because I have no idea. I was there one moment and then I wasn't. I had a friend that used to talk about this happening to him. He was there and then he wasn't. And whatever that is, I think just happened to me. Gerard?
Mint's kind of looking around like,
12 to hear that.
Yeah, well, 12, yeah, you hear. Whether you respond to it is up to you, but, like, you definitely hear it.
No, the name's Klokke.
It is alive.
He is alive. The room we're in is a traveling... Yeah. The room we're in, it's a traveling room between dimensions. Didn't you activate it from your end, or?
No, I was very happily in my carriage with my friend Luther, sipping on a fine Chardonnay, which she swirls her wine glass around. Thankfully made it down with me. And she just takes a swig, finishes off the glass, and then puts it... She has a holster for her wine glass that she keeps in her...
Of course she does.
Of course I do.
That is handy.
I have a carriage.
How did I get here?
Through the rifts.
You activated a portal, didn't you?
I mean, I know Alfred's driving can be a little bumpy from time to time, but I don't think he hit a bump hard enough to send me through a portal.
The crystal started moving. It got faster. We might have nudged it and caused it to go in the complete opposite direction.
It's okay. We have people in my realm who aren't the smartest either. It's fine. You're forgiven. So, what do we do about this now?
I'm going to take one leap back over there next to him. Well, it looks like you're stuck.
Apparently.
The crystal's broken.
Wonderful.
And it appears to be scattered. I can't tell where. So, welcome to Onyx City. I'm Klokke. This is my prosthetic arm.
Okay. That makes a difference, actually. She doesn't like messes, so if it was sticky.
No, I wear gloves.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Klokke. So, if all of this is broken, how am I to get back home?
Good question.
So I'm just stuck here with you two, doing God knows what and God knows where.
Well, there's a lot of other people here, too. They're just outside the door.
I kind of gathered that.
I'm just saying. You just said you were stuck here with the two of us, but I mean, there's more people outside.
Do they look...
But though technically you're right, because we weren't able to get out of here either, so I mean, we are kind of stuck in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're stuck in here.
I mean, we just gotta get the door open. It's okay.
That's no problem at all. She's gonna kind of flex her muscles, and what do I see around me?
She says she's mighty.
What do I see around me?
I don't even know her name.
To open the door.
You're in a big building, like big metal building, so like big beams of metal and all that kind of stuff. nothing that you can really get your hands on to use necessarily.
She's just gonna try to force it open then, because I...
Okay.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and unarmed attack. Unarmed strike.
She called herself something like Melody Mighty Melody.
So 17 for hitting, to hit.
17 to hit?
Yes.
Yeah. You give the door a solid thunk. Doesn't move.
We tried that.
What is this made of?
Yeah, we did.
I mean, I could try to shoot the lock mechanism off, but considering it's metal, that may not end well.
You have guns?
has
Indeed,
two
they're
of them.
wonderful, and I pull them out
Well, I
to show
have two
you.
as well. And I pull out my knight iron. It's a revolver.
Very nice.
And then,
Mine are muskets, but they're from my realm in France.
France.
That's the
What's
name.
France? What's that?
France is my country, where I'm from.
Come from France.
Oh. Well, I'm from Thalia.
Is that where we are?
Yes. Well, currently.
Yes, we're in the building.
We're in the
yeah.
pork building.
Pork. This is a pork factory?
No. This is where the realm transport happens. It's been a long day.
About that
Several
time,
things.
you guys hear the sound of a door slamming open. And you hear a voice that says, "What happened in here?"
Melody immediately draws both of her muskets.
And I draw my revolver.
Why are you pointing that at me, you idiot?
Why are you pointing it at them?
Because they burst in here.
You're
What if
being
they're
hostile. They opened the door. It's been a long day. I'm edgy.
Mint just goes, hi.
They immediately walk over to you, and you see a high elf man wearing robes, black robes,
The Thalmor are here?
stride out, and then you see the same man like 5 times coming out. Like there's 5 different men that look the exact same as him, 100% on brand. It does kind of, yeah, like that is very Thalmor, I guess. Anyway, he comes out and he goes, "What happened in here?"
I was not a willing party. I am going to say that right out the gate.
Your tail goes
My
down.
ears lower. I'm like, yeah.
And he says, "What is going on?" And he goes, "The rind.
Do we need to put
It is
tape-
gone! The rind is gone! Where is the rind? What have you done?"
It's there. And I'm pointing at all the
At all the riffs, and he's like, "Oh my stars. Oh, blessed everything. This is not good.
We had a little bit of an oopsie.
A little bit of an oopsie?
We have a visitor.
What do you mean a visitor?"
We heard sounds coming from the room, and we went to check on things, and we have a person from another realm.
Called France.
We were
She's from France.
France.
a visitor. What do you mean a visitor? This is, and he's just trying to
Say
process.
hello to
and
the mighty.
He sees the riffs, and he's just like, "This is very, very bad. We were expecting the ambassador from the breakfast realm. This
This might be her.
Oh,
Indeed, I
Is the
am.
breakfast-
I'm sorry. Are you made of any form of pancake, egg, or bacon?"
I mean, at this...
I didn't think so. And so he says, "I am afraid I'm going to need to see all of you in the facilities now."
I don't have to go to the bathroom.
I knew one of you was going to say it.
You've been our DM for far too long. There's
I
no
just
surprise.
felt like if any character was going to say it, it would be me.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I mean, I'm trying
Like,
to be fairly straightforward with Mint, but
But that, yeah, no, I knew one of you was going to say, "I'm going to go to the bathroom."
I don't have to go to the bathroom.
That'll be the cut right there, just that. Wah, wah, wah. Anyway, what happens is he takes you guys up to basically the where the council meets, this big, kind of like almost like a circular courtroom. This room is filled with all of these men that all look the same. They are all that one person. You actually know this, not know him personally, but you know who he is. He's part of the council. He's very well known.
okay.
You may know, if you want to roll for that, you can, but like,
It's a 10.
he in this room full of the same person, right? It's the same person. Now, you know who this person is by face and name. You know this person by name. You don't think you never met them before. You never seen their picture before. You know this guy as Jack Marius Tactheratrix.
It's like as soon as you saw you pick up the pen, he's like, I'm gonna
Jack
ruin you.
Marius?
Jack Marius Tactheratrix.
Does he have a title?
He is
Leader of the Council
he
of
is the
Leaders.
head of the Council of the Keepers. He's the head keeper
of
essentially.
the-
You see him standing in front of you. You guys are basically like, at this point, he has now bound you all by chain. The council will now come to order. You are here before us because of what we don't quite understand what happened in the engine room. I'm going to need some explanation from the lot of you.
Okay. So I am not from here. Where I'm from, everybody looks a whole lot like me.
Yes, I understand you are from Earth.
France.
You've heard of it. Perfect. Okay.
It's pronounced France.
So I am from Earth, France more specifically. I have no
That's right.
clue what happened. I was in my carriage, drinking wine, having a wonderful time with my friend
Yes,
Luther.
there's a reason why you don't know what happened, is because you're not supposed to know about this.
Well, I know about some of this. So, two things. One, I am part of the court of Nostradamus.
That means absolutely nothing to me.
Who's Nostradamus?
That's a whole... Anyway. Second...
She's trying to throw a weight around immediately, and he's like, I got nothing.
Well, I figured that you would be smart enough to know what that is, but I have been wrong before.
Dang, throwing that out there, huh?
At least I know where I'm at.
Leader, may I?
Hold on,
please?
I'm not done. Also, I did have a friend who used to travel between realms named Gerard. I don't know much else about him, but so I know about realm travel. However, I have never done it personally. This time I did not do it on purpose, I assure you. I was quite happy with my wine.
The reason you're not supposed to know anything about this is because your reality is not supposed to know anything about this.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, I'm a mere human. However, being part of the court of Nostradamus, I know much more about magical things than most of the people in my realm. I was one of a few who were specifically hand-chosen to fight magical problems in my realm.
Miss
Melody Dupont.
Dupont.
I thought it was the mighty.
You know,
Melody the Mighty, Mad Melody, Melody the Pirate.
Miss
I'm known by
Dupont,
many
the reason
names.
why I say you're not supposed to know about this is you are familiar with realm travel. That is perfectly understandable. That is fine. This is reality travel. You're not on Earth anymore.
I mean, I've gathered that by the giant wolf and the talking frog with the goggles.
I'm sorry, you pronounced giant wrong. I am a giant. I am not a
Yes,
frog.
the giant frog
I am
and
not a frog. I'm a giant. I'm a fire giant. You're pronouncing fire wrong. It's fire giant.
Okay, we're gonna address that later. But
have you ever looked in a mirror?
Yes, I am a fire giant.
Do you look like any other giant you've ever known in your entire life?
They all look different.
And Mint's just standing to the side.
Mint and Jack Marius are just kind of like looking at you like, is this gonna keep going or like?
As he said, we'll discuss it later. I'll help you. It's okay.
I don't like her.
So he says,
Aww.
She's not very nice. Can we send her back to France?
Please send her back to France.
Yes.
that's actually a very good idea.
Wonderful.
Because-
We
smart.
cannot do that.
Why not?
We're unable to.
Do you at least have wine here?
You have ruined the RIND.
How did I do it when I wasn't even...
Well, you, at least, all of you, have ruined the RIND. Do you understand what you've done?
I was not a willing party in this. Just
Do you
saying.
understand the weight of what has happened? Our reality, as it stands, is at a standstill.
Kloke's just wiggling his hand.
We...
How the hell did you get out of your locks? With that?
It's not a very secure chain.
But just
I didn't go anywhere.
Dear-
I stayed right here. If I wanted to leave, I
Check-
could have.
check Mario 17. You were in charge of the locks, and he's like, I'm sorry, I failed.
It's actually quite simple. It's a very, very easy, like, stick a needle in it and twist it.
He snaps his fingers. The chain comes back up and goes around your hands.
So you do it like this.
You can roll again if you like. See if you can get it this time again. Anyway.
That's a d20.
Mint was just going to try to explain.
Nat 20.
Dear leader of the Keepers, we
No.
didn't mean to cause any trouble. We just... The noise went off, and we were just worried that something was happening, and we thought maybe we could do something.
What?
And when we walked in, the crystal started to draw us towards it, and all we were trying to do was stay away from it, but it like pulled us, and we ended up bumping it, causing it to change the rotation, and then it just blew up. And we didn't... I didn't even think we bumped it that hard. We were trying to seek cover in the observation room to avoid actually causing any destruction, but the force of the pull was way too strong.
What noise do you refer to?
There was a very loud, like, grinding noise that kept going off. It started...
Are you picking at her lock? And he like... and like, as he says that, her lock drops and you're now like... He's like, stop! And he like... and so he snaps again, the chains come back up
She
against
was
both of you.
immediately, like, reaching around for her flask.
Yeah. He doesn't know what you're reaching for, so he's definitely trying to stop you. He's like, you seem like the most, quite frankly, reasonable one. And so he says...
You asked how I got out of the chains? I was showing you.
My friend does not mean any harm. I promise. Surely you've heard of Klokke,
I just wanted my wine.
the giant who goes around town. He helps a lot of the people here.
There's actually a girl I need to make some goggles for,
means
and this
no
is taking up
harm.
a lot of my time.
What is
She's blind.
What is that? How am I supposed to know who this is? How am I supposed to know who any of you are?
I told you, I am Melody Dupont.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of you in here. So one of you probably knows some of us.
No, that is not our job, and that is not any of us. Listen, okay.
I'm listening.
I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation.
There was not a lot of gravity in that room.
I will kill you.
You can try. I am a fire giant of Mount Hope. I am a knight in training.
You're from Mount Hope?
Yes.
Why are you here? Like,
He just told you I'm helping people.
there are grung on Mount Hope?
It's giant. You're pronouncing... Why does nobody understand how to pronounce the word giant?
I know. They don't... Please...
What is a grum?
He is a giant.
a migraine of this stature in my life.
How does that feel? I can help that.
No, dear goodness. You can help that
Yeah.
by fixing the problem you created.
Okay.
I am very willing to
Do you
do
happen to
that.
know anything about green phoenix feathers while we're at it?
What does that have to do with...
There is no green phoenix in this reality.
So it's in one of the other ones that those shards could be in.
Yes, there's... Well, I don't know whether... That's
Then
the thing,
how do I travel through those? I
we-
can bring the shards back and find the green phoenix feather. It's a win-win. I'm on a mission from the giants.
to go get the shards. Okay. Hold on. And he looks back and he's like, to the council, he says, could we do something about that? And like one of them stands up, he's like, sir, yes, research shows that we might be able to have a device that helps them get through temporarily. Well, what do you mean temporarily? It's like, we've never been to a situation like this before. And they're both like very stressed at each other. The stress that you see from him is still coming from the other guy, and they're very equal and the same. How much?
A 19 for me, an 18 for her, and an 18 for him.
Good night. While he's talking, click, click, click. And so he's like...
Melody grabs her flask and just pours a glass.
And he
of
says,
wine.
the rind emits a specific type of energy, and so when it goes through the rift into a different realm, you can follow that like a homing beacon, essentially, and collect it. If we were able to collect all the pieces and put it back together, we could potentially fix the rind, or at least somewhat make it manageable, but it's going to take some time. And that takes effort, and finding a device that can actually get you through the rift is actually a different story. It's like, can we build it, though? And he goes, potentially, yes. We'd have
I can help. I build all kinds of things. I'm really good at that.
Building interdimensional or inter-reality
If you can
equipment?
If I can have assistance, I can probably build it. I built my arm. I built my wagon. I
He
built
is quite
a
knowledgeable.
lot of prosthetics for the people that are living in your town. I've helped a lot of your farmers. I have to build those glasses for the goggles for that girl first. I can absolutely help. If you can teach me how to do some of this stuff, I can do it.
Hold on. One moment. Kirby! And so he yells out into the distance, and you hear like this little tiny footsteps. A rock gnome comes up, and he's just like, "Yes, sir!" And he just like salutes, and he's like, Kirby, by the way, when he pulls up,
Disgusting.
he's wearing a vest. He's got his own goggles on his head. He's got soot just like all over his face and hands. And he's like, "You've been busy, I'm assuming?" And he goes like, "Yes, sir. Been busy in the shop all day." And he's like, "Well, Kirby, is there a way you can help with this situation?" And he's like, kind of, but it's gonna take some time." And so he looks over at you, Klokke, and he says, "Is there anything you could? Obviously, you've already offered your help, and that's understandable, and I appreciate that. But would you go with him to a shop and see if there's anything you can build?"
Absolutely. Lead the way. I like him already.
Kirby's like, "Nice to meet you, Kirby Tinkertail. Nice to meet you." And so he hands out his
Cloak. And I clap my prosthetic arm and just give him a really good...
Your hand is giant. Good gracious.
Ow, I'm a giant.
He got it right first go.
I like him a lot.
He immediately is his favorite.
Well, it's funny because I'm thinking Mint probably had a similar difficulty when they first met, naturally.
And you're just
but
over
he
it?
knows. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
If we've met each other numerous times, like, regardless of whether we're friends or not, I can pick up on the eccentricities and be like, "Hey, he's a giant. All right."
So
Like,
It's the most intelligent man in the room, other than me.
we cut to Kirby's shop, desk, tinker stuff, and all that kind of stuff. Gnomes are very well-known tinkerers and make very, very fine artificers. So he's the guy who's works in this place, and he's the one who helps with like gadgets and gizmos that help make this place run and go smoothly. And so he runs into the shop and he says, "We were already looking for something that was a more compact way to have interdimensional travel anyway. And at this point, we were on the brink of something, but this might be our only way to actually travel through the rifts, because you need that small amount of energy, but it's only good for one person each. But we still need to figure it out. Any ideas?" And you look back behind, it's not just you, like, the council and Jack Marius are standing there, along with you two. Just like, there's just a crowd of Jack Marius, and you two standing there just like, Can you fix it?
Can you do anything?
Would I be able to roll potentially an Arcana check to see if I could hone in on, like,
Absolutely.
what I would know that type of magic?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was studying it. While I was standing there studying all these riffs, like, being able to kind of feel on what that particular draw of Arcana magic was to kind of help hone the devices to be able to be more sensitive to that specific type of magic.
Okay, I want to ask a question.
Absolutely. What'd you roll?
17.
17, okay.
Because I do have these abilities with guidance and resistance. Just trying to, because those seem very effective.
You
for
absolutely
role
can help
play.
with the guidance roll, like
Okay.
giving him.
Because I wasn't sure if it'd be too much to be like, "Oh, I always know," and he's like, trying not to avoid the metagaming, but at the same time.
In this situation, it would not be unreasonable for you to think, I probably should cast guidance to like help him on this, because like that's not power from you. That's power from your deity. That's power from Avacyn.
It's essentially, I'm asking for.
You're asking for Avacyn to guide him. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Okay. You're devout, and like everything you do is focused through Avacyn.
So,
essentially,
giving you an additional D4. Just.
Can I roll to figure out if I've read anything about this during my time in the Court of Nostradamus?
sure. Go ahead and roll.
What am I rolling though? Is that a history?
That would be Arcana.
Okay.
Both are intelligence checks. So, what you rolled 17? You said 19 total with his guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
What'd you roll?
9.
9. Okay. Yeah. Well, you are familiar with realm travel as somebody who's in this magical world, but like the magical Earth world, I should say. But nothing interdimensional like this. It's just purely realm to realm. Like plane shift is as much as you could possibly even think to do. With your 19 now, what happens is you throw some ideas around about what's going on, like how it could be usable in this context, and especially with as low energy as needed, because like it needs to be like within a range of energy give off essentially from what's going on with the crystal that's been lost, the rind and everything like that, and it has to have enough to be able to hone towards that specific frequency and all that kind of stuff. So you're familiar with things of this nature, just never applied in this way. This is like a complete different science to you. But you are able to kind of, with that 19 especially, help Kirby go the right direction. And so what happens is he's like, wait a minute, I have an idea. And so what he does is he finds some leather bracers, and he takes them and he cuts them all like down to size to where they only have a small amount. Takes a particular type of crystal. It's very similar to the type of crystal that was used for the rind. It's not the same, but in the center of each of those bracers, he puts that little circular cut, and he's able to shape it to it and make sure it's all flush and everything like that. And then he carves some runes into it and everything like that. And he's thinking, with that, Kirby says like, all right, so I think I may have figured something out that might take us through a rift, potentially, for a limited amount of time. Do we have any volunteers? And he looks over the sea of Jack Marius, and they're just kind of like putting their hands down, like looking down, like not acknowledging that whatsoever. And they all actually collectively shuffle and take one step back, and then you guys are still standing there.
Just a suggestion. To make sure this is safe, shouldn't we send some like small woodland creature through it first?
What kind of monsters come from France?
Why would you want to hurt a small woodland creature?
Are you just gonna kill a creature? That's pretty like vicious.
You would rather kill us.
Yes.
You know.
I mean, no. He's just gonna like, that's like a shock look at us like, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Okay, a robot?
Now that you feel like you've got it, have you thought about using giant runes to strengthen the magical ability?
Do you know giant runes?
Well, I'm a giant. I know where I can get them. I know somebody who does them.
Okay. Well, that might actually be not a bad idea. I don't know. I've never tried it myself, honestly.
Put one in my suit. See, it's right there.
Oh.
Helps keep my water fresh for 3 months.
I see. And he looks over your prosthetic and he sees like there are runes carved into it, right?
And on my firearm.
And on your firearm and everything like that, yeah. So he starts looking over these. He's like, oh, and his goggles like come down. And he's like, interesting. And he's just like,
he just completely gets distracted.
And he's looking over all this, that, and the other. He's gonna roll to see if he understands anything. Oh yeah, he actually understands pretty well. He is looking over this and he's like, ooh, okay. No, this one does mean vitality. That might work. Okay, you know what? Actually, let's try that. And so he takes it and he takes his kit and he carves a little bit into it and he does his magic or whatever and imbues it. Purple flash of light and a glow, and that rune starts glowing and he's like, ooh, interesting. That might work. That might not be bad. And so he's like, this might make it last longer. All right, let's see how this goes. So who's jumping through?
I'll go.
Are you sure? What if I need you more for more stuff?
I mean, how are we able to recall it?
How
long would they be gone?
So when you jump through the rift, potentially you'll have 24 hours. But if you jump back before then, pretty much the energy starts to refeed. So you jump in for 5 minutes, you jump back out, 5 minutes of rest, that kind of thing.
Well, I have an option. I'll send a friend. And I'll hold out my arm and I'll tap one of the runes. And my homunculus servant, the frog, will come up out of the middle of my wrist. Emmett, it's time to wake up and I need your help. We need you to test out this product. You know the drill.
Emmett looks at you and goes, Like a big old yawn.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Bye. Something new, something exciting. Yes. He's ready.
He gives
Strap him up.
He gives his non-existent he gives his inorganic eye a lick from his inorganic tongue. Just and he's like,
Does it just sound like metal hitting metal?
it sounds like a little tiny scrape. It's actually quite adorable.
How is the bracer gonna fit on him?
He fits.
Ooh, that actually might not be a bad idea. Homunculus.
So it's like a kilt.
We'll see. And so he's like, got an idea. And he takes some leather twine and he's able to kind of make a little, kind of like a harness out of it that'll fit. Now, it's still like, he's not wrist sized, but he is frog sized. So he puts a harness on him essentially to where he's wearing the bracer kind of like a harness. And he's like, we can try that. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Good luck, Emmett. You got this, buddy.
Jack Marius is like, are we sending a metal frog into the... Okay, cool.
Robots. I said robots.
To her credit, she did say robots. So
It's Emmett.
Is he a giant too?
No, look how small he is.
He is quite tiny.
He's Emmett.
So they take you guys down to like the pit where everything was and all the rifts. And they go, all right, Emmett, it's your time to shine. And so he goes up to one of the...
Get it? Because he's metal. He shines. He's polished.
You're off the podcast. Like, all right, we're down one character. So
Opening it.
And Mint gets sucked into a voice.
So we're gonna be holding auditions.
Email
for people.
casting@beardeddm.com.
Yeah, there you go. That is not a thing. So what happens is he takes you guys down to the pit and everything. He's like, all right, Emmett, it's your time to shine. So he goes over to a gnome. So he has to go to one of the lower ones. But he takes it and he just holds it up. Emmett hops through. Just waiting.
I bet he's having a good time.
Every once in a while, my tail thumps on the ground.
One of the Jack Marys is like,
Do you have a cold?
no, I just had a cough.
You're not sick.
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
Will you stop hitting me with your tail?
Sorry. Sometimes I forget space. Distance.
I think he's allergic to you, Poochie.
No, there was a lot of dust kicked up.
Pretty sure I'm hypoallergenic.
Oh gosh, it is dusty in here. Does anyone have a Claritin? And then like just the realm opens up and then Emmett comes shooting out and smacks Jack Marius in the face.
I told you he'd be back.
Hey, he's alive.
I mean, yes.
Jack Marius, 64, you okay? He's like, I'll be fine. That hurt a lot. So he stands up, big welt on his face. He takes Emmett like in the bracer off and he's like, you okay, little buddy? And he just goes, looks his eye again.
That's yes.
So where people may return or not may be a little different. The way that he returned wasn't the exact same spot that he got.
No, it was the same spot. He just shot up very fast.
Oh.
He likes to make grand entrances. He's a jumper.
I'm not really sure that was in his control. No, and he looks over, he takes the bracer and he looks at it and he's like, yeah, there's a lot of scorching on here and there's a lot of also frost. Oh my, you're traveling through a lot of different realms to get through this rift. Okay. But it looks like that there might be some inclement weather on your travels.
I'm going to cast Mending on Emmett.
Okay.
And then put him back.
Put him back in your arm?
Yep.
With that, he goes like... Jack Marius is like, well, seems good to me. He takes those bracers that were made and slaps one on you, slaps one on you, and slaps one on you and says, get to it.
But what about the girl?
Yeah, can we have a moment? He needs to do something in town, and I need to let Father Eris of the...
Oh, do you need to inform people of what you've done to, like, destroy the reality we live in? What is wrong with you people? Do you not understand?
Okay, I'm assuming that these fine gentlemen who look like they are very obviously in charge, have couriers that could send word to anyone you need to send word to.
Actually, you have to pick up one thing, very important. We're going to need it everywhere we go. And I can't just leave it there. There's potentially hazardous things I don't want people to get into, and it's going to cause a whole other problem. I need to take it with me.
Okay, well, I would like to get home quickly, please. So
It's like 2 minutes away. I'll be there and back in no time. Trust me, you want me to take this with me.
What are you taking with you? What is happening right now?
I need to take my wagon.
Kirby is like, I don't know if we can fit a whole wagon through, could we?
Oh, no, it'll go in my pocket.
You could put it in your pocket?
Yes.
Have you heard of this before? I've never heard of this before in my life.
So
Okay.
why exactly are we going through this portal? What are we doing?
Do you want to get home?
I mainly because we're the reason.
You might be. I am not.
We didn't start the crystal.
I'm sorry, would you like to just sit back and put your feet up and drink from your flask all night long and then,
If you can add some fine men and a little bit of lively dancing, then yes, that'd be wonderful. However, what is our purpose going to be going through? Are we looking for these crystal shards? I'm still a little fuzzy on what exactly we're doing once we are in the other realm.
Earth, they are a little bit behind on the intelligence curve. Got it. Forgot about that. So, yes, the reason why you're going to get crystals. Big crystal in room. Big crystal no longer in room. Big crystal
All right, that's enough, sir.
Big crystal go in many holes.
Stop it. I am not 3 years old. And I am quite intelligent.
I'm 3.
And all of them turn and go, really?
Yeah.
And then Kirby turns around and he's like, yeah, grung don't grow to be very old.
How did you get it wrong this time? It was giant before, it's grung now, it's still giant.
And he looks over at the rest of them, he's like, right, sure.
He's a fire giant.
I am. Of Mount Hope.
Of Mount Hope.
Melody is pressing on her temples.
Anyway, I'll be back. And then I'm leaving.
Now that he's off doing whatever he's doing, can you please let me know what the plan is so that I know exactly what my mission is, where I'm going, what I'm doing, so that we can do it efficiently, quickly, done right the first time, and then be back here.
You have to go collect the crystal so that we can reassemble the rind. What else is there to understand?
Where am I going?
Through the rifts.
And what will be on the other side of the rifts?
Exactly.
Somewhere, there's a village who is being deprived of their idiot at this very moment.
Then you probably should get back there.
Her hand twitches towards her musket.
He says, then let's do everything we can in our power to get you home.
That would be ideal, because I don't know how much more of this I can take. You people are insufferable here. Except for, you're not too bad. She gives him a scritch behind the ear.
Yeah.
How does he accept that? Does he like that?
Yeah, no, he kind of is just like, leader, Theratrix.
Yes.
I understand we don't want this going out, obviously, but please, could you just, as we leave, could you send word over to the Temple of Evison, to Father Eris, and just let him know that I've been, I don't know, obligated into some duties, and it may be a time. He's the only one there.
As soon as you say duty, one of the Jack Marius in the crowd goes,
Really?
I'm sorry! And he's like, Jack Marius 17, are you serious?
Could you just let him know that I'll be gone for a time? I understand not telling him everything, but just let him know that I'm okay for the time being. And I also actually left, because I probably need my weapon, I left a sword down at my carriage.
Listen, the frog already left. You might as well just go collect your stuff. But
Okay, thank you.
We're going to get you back, so just come on back voluntarily, or bad things will happen.
I'll come back. It's an obligation. We need to fix what was broken.
The door now has been it's not locked. So, like, at this point, if you were to walk up and just open the door, like, try for it, did you try for the door?
Well, yeah.
Wait, did
But
you
I
go
only
back to...
went as far as the door because one of the things about the caravan is I have a recall link.
Yes.
I can just mentally request it to come to me.
It doesn't take very...
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just
you're
rolls
not
over there.
You're not far, so...
I have to actually go get my supplies.
Yeah, you're not fancy like he is.
Like 5 miles.
Actually, I was
So-
gonna laugh if he was gonna be like, "I'll send a man down to get your sword, whatever," and then like he sends down a guy and the dude's like trying to pick up like this giant, this humongous sword. He's just like, it's like falls on top of him and he's pinned to the ground. Like,
I love it.
oh my
So
god!
yeah, he says like, just go. The frog already left. Just go get the sword. Go get your sword or whatever. Do your thing. I don't.
Once they're gone, Melody's just gonna give a big grin and say, "So, do you have any fine wine, exotic drink here? I'd love to try it since I'm here anyway."
Him and all the other Jack Marius like walk back into the building.
Wow, they really hate their wine here. It's like hell.
Really?
I love how Melody compares that to hell. No wine.
No,
equals, like,
yeah. Soberness.
Wait. Like, what is wine? There is no alcohol in this realm. You go get your
I'll be
stuff and things.
by the time he comes out, I'll be standing outside flipping the switches on the outside of it, and it's just starting to whir and like, you know,
The
yeah.
transformer noises.
More or less, yeah. It's like as I'm flipping switches,
Optimus
it's like
Prime.
starting to shake a little bit. It's whirling and, you know, making all these mechanical sounds, and then it just slowly compacts down to like a disc the size of my hand.
What happens? We see you. You've made your way back to the temple. You've taken your rickshaw back and everything, and headed back to the temple and everything.
Back
And when
to the
you
temple.
get back, Eris is still in his quarters, in his office essentially, and he looks up. He's like, "Oh, Mint. Did you get along well?
I did make the deliveries as needed.
Good boy. Thank you." So next on the agenda is
Father,
what? Boy, are you troubled?
I'm... Yes.
Did the chicken thing happen
No,
again?
no. It wasn't the chicken thing again.
Oh, thank goodness. I don't know if I could take it. It was a lot of stress.
Father, I'm afraid I can't really explain what
There is
happened.
absolutely nothing you could not tell me. I don't think you understand. I see you as my own boy. I want to be there for you. Tell me, what's wrong?
It's comforting to hear those words. It's not that I wouldn't tell you or that I'm ashamed not to, but the situation, I can't discuss it. There's something that I have to do for one of the authority. I don't even know how to explain this. But there was some trouble at the tower, and something got broken, and I need to fix it.
Oh, no. Was the damage done to the rind?
What have you heard?
Of the rind?
What are you-
It's, well, I don't know much about the mechanisms myself, but I've had many dealings with the keep and with the keepers, and I've got some inside knowledge on how things work. I did feel something in the fabric of reality shift, so I feel like something may have happened.
Something has happened. I can't explain it.
No, so do you like have knowledge of what happened? If you know, you should report that. They want to know who's done what, and
They do know, and
oh.
I'm one of them.
So I point to the bracer. He's like, "You got some new armor. I don't understand."
I don't know how much I can say. I'm just telling you I'm going to have to be away for a while.
Okay. He looks at you and he's like, "I don't know what you've done. I feel like you're in a spot of trouble, but I also know that I've done a lot of effort into teaching you how to handle things,
Yes, Father.
and how to focus on the will of Avison.
I've been trying.
You're going to be gone for some time?
To the point that I'm not sure how long.
I trust you.
I don't suppose you want this back?
Why in the world would you take down something a part of yourself? That's you now, boy. Keep it with you always. And remember, Avison smiles upon you.
And upon you, Father. Thank you.
I don't suppose I'm going to get much more detail than that, and that's fine. Do check in whenever you can.
I will when I'm able to.
So, with that, what
Wait,
happens is...
did you get the food from Sister Lily? Did she drop off any of the venison just before I go?
It has been...
Or seasoned deer meat?
It has been like 4 hours. So...
Just checking.
So,
Just-
yes.
I was just
He says, he's like, I do have some seasoned venison. He says it's cured, so it's not quite fresh, but so it's like basically in jerky
Like,
form.
yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, it's cured, but it's here, and so he takes him, gives it to you, and he's like...
He's really wagging his
It is just...
Thank you, Father.
On your merry way back to the facility. You get back to the Jack Marius's talking, and Kirby kind of standing there. Kirby is actually hardcore observing Klokke. He's observing you, and he's able to see observing the apparatus. Like, you're taller, and he's a gnome, so he's actually like. Would you allow him to climb on you to look at you, or would you be like, don't touch me?
No, he's fine.
Okay.
I'm completely covered.
So, he's kind of like, interesting, all right, interesting. And so he's like constantly saying, like, intriguing, ooh, nice, all over you. And then what happens is, Jack Marius is over here, and you can actually hear them. As you walk in, you hear one of them say, like, do we have to, like, does she have to be part of it? Can we just, like, send her to the brig? Like that?
Hey!
What? Not everything's about you.
I'm not a moron. I know you were speaking of me. I will not be sent to the brig. I am just as capable, probably more capable than the other two. This was my job for many years.
Mint, is that right?
Yes, sir.
You back? Okay, good. Okay, so, with that, everyone here should be ready to go. We really need to get on this, because the longer our reality sits at a standstill, the more we are going to be shifting towards our entire reality, breaking apart into a million little pieces, and disintegrating into nothingness forever.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, remember how I kept saying you guys don't understand the gravity of the situation? That's the gravity of the situation!
Well then, why are you still talking? Let's go.
Kirby comes up and is like, so, everyone ready?
I am ready.
Prepared? Good to go?
Always ready.
As ready as I'll ever be.
Alright, folks. So listen, the way it's going to work, based on my readings off of Emmett's little test run, from what I can tell, as I said, roughly 24 hours, then the crystal burns up. At that point, the bracer comes back. If you're attached to the bracer, you come back. If you're not attached to the bracer, you do not come back. And then, at that point, once you come back, you must rest for equal time. 24 hours there, 24 hours back. 12 hours there, 12 hours back. Make sense?
Yes.
Basic time.
These crystals only recharge in our reality. They're from this reality, so they only sync with this reality's frequency. So,
Understood.
We'll be back.
alright. If that's all she wrote, folks, seems here, it's time to just pick a portal.
Hey party people, thank you so much for listening and coming on this adventure with us. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Dice Party podcast, and also please rate our podcast on your favorite podcast platform. You can also find us on social media, that way you can keep up with all the latest Dice Party news. I hope you'll join us on our next adventure. See you later.